Hi there, Aries. Welcome to your October 2023 reading. Let's get started with this card, Kangaroo Determination. I think this is a really important message for you this month, Aries, because there is so much turbulence within the astrology this month. There is a lot going on, a lot of new cycles beginning, old cycles closing. So we're in this fresh new energy period of our lives, okay? We have it's Libra season, which is a cardinal sign. It is a sign of initiations, of new beginnings, of fresh starts. It is also your opposite sign. So it is really shining a light on you and your life, your personal life, Aries, as well. Not only is that happening, but it is also eclipse season. And these eclipses are specifically important for you because we're transitioning into a cycle that's on your axis, the Aries Libra eclipse axis. Okay, so long story short is this month with this eclipse energy, there is a lot of unpredictable changes. There's things coming up. The eclipses are wild cards. They produce events that we're not expecting. Okay, they're like literally about realigning your path, but really putting you on the next level of your path. And so this is going to be very personal for you. So we have the solar eclipse that's in Libra that's happening on October the 14th, opposing you. It is the first Libra eclipse in that cycle. So we started this cycle in April on your full moon, your lunar eclipse back in April. Okay, so something was initiated then, and this is kind of the next stage of that. So we're getting a little taster of it. It will become more important in April 2024, so next year, but this is kind of getting the idea of what it is, what the theme is going to be for this next eclipse cycle. Okay, and we are closing out an eclipse cycle from the Scorpio Taurus eclipses. So on October the 28th, at the end of the month, we'll have the lunar eclipse in Taurus. That's the last one from this cycle, so it's closing, it's ending. Something that you have been dealing with since the end of 2021, most likely to do with your finances, to do with your security, to do with resources, something close to home in that sort of way. So that storyline will be ending this month as well. Now, the kangaroo card is telling you to stick to your vision, whatever vision you have for yourself, which is something that Aries is really good at. And so it is really about channeling that authentic part of yourself, the strengths that you have of being authentic, of following your goals, of being determined, and not being swayed by other people. This month you may need to keep yourself grounded, keep your feet on the ground, okay? And keep your vision clear. So don't let other people distract you, and don't let other people sway you in any way, because with that Libra season, the 7th house been activated, the Libra eclipse, other people are going to be heavily involved in this. And the kangaroo is here to remind you to stick to your vision, stick to your goals, stick to your guns, and keep pushing through. You do have your ruling planet Mars is in Libra for the first half of the month, okay? And Mars in Libra is in detriment, so Mars is kind of not really at your aid during the first part of the month, but on the 12th, it will move into Scorpio, and then it will be moving into rulership, a really strong position for Mars to be in. So for the second half of the month, Mars is going to have your back and will be supporting you. So it will be helping you to stick to your guns, to remain determined. So you're coming into the reading as the 6 of Wands. That's a really positive energy to come into the month with. It means that you have been very successful up until now. So September would have been a very successful month for you. You may have had a few wins, is what I'm hearing for you in September. Something that's lifted your spirits, that has made you feel positive about the future, feel hopeful for the future. 6 of Wands does suggest that you have received some sort of recognition. This may be at work, particularly because we've just had the Mercury retrograde in your 6th house. So Mercury did that retrograde from the 24th of August until September 16th. And for the rest of September, we were in the post-retrograde phase of that Mercury retrograde. So you may have been feeling that recognition from work. You may have had some ideas or some conversations or some successes at work, and coming into October feeling boosted by that. So this fresh burst of energy that you have, and with Mars moving into Scorpio, you may have this opportunity to take this energy to the next level, take a work project to the next level. On the 9th of October, Venus will move into Virgo, will amplify that 6th house energy. So work and lifestyle and health is going to become easier. So with Venus in the 6th house, you can start to look at your health as well as your work environment, and start to apply more love and more care and more ease and to your health routine, to your lifestyle routine, and have success there as well. The environment is encouraging you, or is giving you the opportunity to celebrate. So if you have had a success, if you've been recognized this month, you may have this opportunity to really celebrate in terms of like spending time with friends in social settings, in social situations, really enjoying yourself. 3 of Cups. Letting your hair down and enjoying your time there. So the other thing that happened recently was we had this Venus retrograde in Leo that activated your 5th house, and that is the house of fun and play and pleasure and letting your hair down. The interesting thing is when we have something like a transit like that, like the Venus retrograde, oftentimes we do all the grunt work during the transit. So during the from July through to September 4th, you were doing the heavy lifting, the hard work. And then what we often find is when the planet moves out of there, so on the 9th, it will move out, Venus will move out of Leo and into Virgo. It's almost when that planet shifts out is when we see that start to take form in our life. So this may be reaping the benefits from the hard work you did there with the Venus retrograde. If you did do that, drop down into your heart center and do that work on your creativity, on your hobbies, on your it could be romantic partners, romances, the things you do for fun, the things you do for pleasure. If you were doing a lot of that more internal work around that, now you may be seeing that start to manifest into your life in terms of actually experiencing more fun, more joy, more ease, more pleasure, more experience of satisfaction and childlike play within your life. And the universe needs you, again, to continue that 9 of Coins, to be determined to continue on your journey in whatever way that you have been working towards. Again, like I said, we've had that 6th house activation. Venus will move in there too. So you can be mastering skills. You can be mastering something at work, in your work environment. You've been recognized maybe for how well you have done, but keep going. 9 of Coins is really keep going, keep working towards self-sufficiency, working towards becoming more and more self-sustained. Maybe this is financial. Maybe this is happens, at the end of the month as everything moves into Scorpio. We have Mars moving into Scorpio on the 12th. We have Mercury moving into Scorpio on the 22nd, and then the Sun moves in on the 24th. We start Scorpio season. So as that happens, your attention may be to turn towards your finances again. The 8th house rules other people's money. Okay, so it can be finances that is involved with other people, like your partner, or it could be investments, it could be finances related to government, to inheritance, that kind of money. You may be looking towards that sort of stuff towards loans and mortgages and those kinds of things. But the universe is encouraging you to stand on your own 2 feet, to make sure that you have enough for yourself, to make sure that you are providing for yourself, to make sure that you feel that sense of worth as well, feeling that sense of worthiness. Okay, so there could be something that comes up, particularly around that lunar eclipse, like I said at the beginning, on the 28th. In that lunar eclipse in Taurus is in your 2nd house of finances and resources. So something may come to an end because it is a lunar eclipse. It may come to an end there, okay? Or a fresh new beginning, something turning over for you in terms of your finances. Let's have a look. We have the 8 of coins. Okay, so it is really about the hard work you've put in. I feel like what's happening here is that you've put in a lot of hard work to get yourself to where you are right now, okay? And there is recognition. Either you have been recognized for it, maybe throughout September, or that is coming in for you in October. People are starting to recognize and notice how hard you've worked and what you've collected for yourself. 9 of coins is what you've gathered for yourself, the resources you've gathered. You're almost there. The kangaroo came out to remind you to stay determined, to stay committed, to keep going. Do not give up, because you are mastering a skill, or you're mastering a way of life, or you're mastering yourself with the 6th house activation. You know, this is like self-mastery possibly. And this is where this recognition is coming in. There is this need to maintain some sort of equilibrium, to maintain sort of moderation, and I feel like you won't have a problem with that. It's this moderation between and sort of working your way between being very serious, being very work oriented, very goal oriented, working towards this financial liberation, financial freedom, or financial abundance in whatever way, whatever shape or form, you know, with this recognition of your financial status. But also celebrating and enjoying life. So remembering not to take things too seriously either. That's what that Venus retrograde was really trying to get you to recognize, is where you're taking life a little bit too seriously and letting your hair down and enjoying life more. Obviously that can swing out of balance if you're doing that too much. So this month is about looking at your balance between pleasure and joy, and doing things for the sake of the enjoyment of it, and working towards goals, working towards finances, working towards, you know, work related subjects matter. So really using this month to balance those 2 components, those 2 parts of your life, those 2 parts of yourself as well. Remembering as you are achieving things, as you are achieving these recognitions, these accolades, these goals, if you're achieving goals, if you're reaching new heights in terms of your mastery of something, maybe your mastery at work, or whatever you are trying to master. Recognizing that, taking that time to celebrate each milestone, to celebrate each time that you achieve something new, even if it's just small achievements, it helps to shift the energy. It helps to create more, because that energy of gratitude, of celebration, of appreciation is the energy that the universe, that the law of attraction can connect with and bring more to you. So it is important, that celebration energy and that letting your hair down energy is just as important as working hard. And we have the Sun. The Sun is ultimate success. This is a very positive reading. This very positive energy that comes especially with the Sun. This is about being successful, right? So this is ultimate success. Now, the success is going to come from your hard work. 8 of coins, 9 of coins. This isn't like some lucky. It's not just some like burst of luck that you're going to receive. It's actually something you've been working really hard towards. It's something that you have created for yourself, and there is success here for you. I really like this coming along with the Pluto. So Pluto will move direct on October the 11th. Pluto's in your 10th house in Capricorn doing a retrograde, and it will move direct. And so this is a really positive reading to have to correlate with that Pluto direct in the 10th house. So this could even be to do with your career, some success and some recognition within your career and your work life. That you can really celebrate. You can be really proud of, Aries, and be and feel that sense of pride and recognition within yourself, that sense of validation within yourself. We have the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, meaning this is going to help you to move. It's going to help you to go to that next level, to move into the next phase of life. Eclipses always do that. So these eclipses are going to be a part of that sort of narrative as well. But this isn't, I don't feel like this is going to be a surprise for you. I don't feel like this is going to be out of the blue for you. I think it's going to be connected with something you've worked really hard for. So what is being mirrored to you? What is being mirrored to you? We have creativity, carnelian. So your environment and the events that come up for you throughout October are going to be mirroring your level of creativity. So this really does come back to that Venus retrograde, like I was saying. Even though Venus is now moving direct and will be moving into Virgo, you can still go and watch my Venus retrograde video that I released, and it has a tarot card reading, and it goes through what that Venus retrograde actually was about and how it was benefiting your life and how to utilize that energy. I think that will be important for you because it's coming out in this reading again, and this is kind of like wrapping that cycle up and embedding it into your life, really embedding it into your practice, so that these lessons and what came up for you, you carry them forward into the rest of your life, so you don't have to repeat those lessons again. You can really learn them on the deepest level, meaning actually practice those lessons in real life, in real time, while you're in the midst of these experiences. And this is what's being reflected to you, okay? So how you interacted with that Venus retrograde in terms of opening up to your creativity, opening up to your joy, opening up to your ease and the pleasure that comes from all of that, how well you did with that is going to be reflected back to you in the environment. And if this month is a challenging month for you, if you are struggling through this month, then that is because there is resistance there in terms of your own creativity, in terms of your own heart-opening, heart-led experience. So Venus in the 5th house was opening your heart, Aries, was helping you to follow your heart, helping you to navigate life from a more heart-led perspective and that is how we engage in creativity. That's how we are creative, and that's our creative vessel is through our heart space. And so you will, if you're struggling this month, that is the space to enter into, to help to find the answers and to find the direction. So I'm going to take 2 cards from the Surrender deck this month because we have eclipses. So we'll take 2 to correspond with the 2 eclipses. So we have Surrender Negative Thinking and Surrender Stubbornness. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. You see, these cards are so positive, and they're pretty much guaranteeing you success with the sun there at the end of the reading. The sun and creativity, okay, that's that Leo energy, is very successful energy, but it can be diluted by your energy, by your thinking, your thoughts and your emotions. So if you are struggling with negative thoughts, negative thinking this month, this is somewhere to go and to make adjustments. So Mercury on the 22nd of October will move into Scorpio, into your 8th house. That is quite a challenging position to have Mercury in, because Mercury can get very deep and can get very dark in Scorpio and in the 8th house. So especially at the end of the month, if your thoughts are getting very dark, this is a time to catch that in its tracks and make some adjustments. And surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly to others and to yourself. Again, there is a lot of change coming in this month, so this sort of stubbornness is not unexpected when there's a lot of change, and it could happen very quickly with the eclipses and changing of cycles, a lot of planets changing into new signs. There could be quite sudden changes, and it can be overwhelming, it can be scary, and that's when we sort of dig into that stubborn energy, especially if you're quite prone to being stubborn anyway. Now, this does seem a little contradictory to the kangaroo, reminding you to be determined. So again, feeling into that temperance energy of moderation, of being able to balance the two. So Libra is the sign of balance and harmony. So we're balanced, or you're being encouraged to balance between stubbornness and determination. There is a difference. There is a distinct difference. Okay, stubbornness is not moving forward, even though it is for your best interest. It's for your best. It's for your greater good, that expansive energy, creative energy. The sun and creativity is very expansive, and you are expanding, and you're expanding in a really positive way. And if you don't go with that expansion, it will feel very uncomfortable. It will feel like stubbornness. Okay, so determination is following your goals, is not letting yourself be swayed, and just keeping your eye on the prize and continuing to move towards that prize. And it is an expansive energy in that way. It is a focused, directed expansion. But stubbornness is a contraction, because it is refusing to move with the energy, with the flow. So using that temperance energy to determine where you're sitting on that continuum, and which is where you're flowing and where you are being blocked, will be really important for you this month, Aries. Develop flexibility and aim to be in harmony in all environments. There's a double message of this stubbornness. So it's just another way of saying that, releasing any stubbornness, remaining flexible. It's going to be really important during eclipse season. We can't predict what the eclipses will bring. They're very unpredictable. They're a wild card, okay? So we don't really know what they'll bring. It's definitely going to involve your own personal goals, your own identity, who you are at the core of your being, and who you want to be in the future, what your future self is going to look like. And you do get to choose who you're going to be in the future. You do get to choose your personality and your characteristics, and what you're going to focus on by focusing and harnessing your mind and your emotions, and deliberately selecting them to be in alignment with the person and the character you want to be. But when the eclipses happen, it's kind of like fate stepping in and realigning you. And so this is something that we're not really in control of. And so just being a little bit flexible and being a little bit receptive this month would be very beneficial for you, Aries. Just receive what comes out through these eclipses, and then you can make decisions and make informed and conscious decisions in the future as you move through the energy. But resisting these changes is futile, right? So these changes are going to happen whether you resist them or not, and so your resistance will only make it more uncomfortable and more prolonged. So that's why the cards are asking you to surrender any of that resistance, surrender that stubbornness, and be flexible and easy about your month, because success is here. There is a lot of success here for you if you can do that. Okay, so that is your reading this month, Aries. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. That really helps me, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Take care.